Introduce yourself, please.
My name is Hamid Majid. I hail from district Kasur. Actually, it is a remote town of Kasur called Khudiyan Khas, which is 25 kilometers from Kasur. I did my matriculation from district public Kasur, and then I did my intermediate from Foreman Christian College, and it was a fully funded scholarship on which I studied there, and I was also valedictorian of 2016 in FC College. And then I did my bachelor's from Punjab University as a private candidate, and my subjects were political science, journalism and history, and later on I did my master's in English literature from Punjab University, Department of English Literature.
Why you did it privately, bachelor's?
Actually,
why didn't you join an institution?
After FSC, I was preparing for MD-CAT. So later on, I was unable to clear MD-CAT, and then I thought that medical is not my cup of tea. I should go for social sciences and should try to invest my energies where my interest lies. So
when did you realize that you are not interested in medicine? When you were dropped?
I was thinking about that beforehand as well. And when I gave that exam and I was unable to qualify that, this became quite clear to me that I should join civil services. Civil services is something that God has devised for me.
All right. And I asked you the 10th district, the 10th division of Punjab.
Yes. Sir, I think it's Gujarat or Mandi Bhavdin.
It's Gujarat. Can you name the largest district of Punjab?
No sir, I have not.
Any idea?
It might be Lahore.
No, Lahore is not.
Then it should be Gujranwala.
Even that is not the right way. Okay, recently again the Punjab government has constituted 5 new districts in Punjab. Can you name them?
No sir.
It's
not in my knowledge.
Provisional government.
Then sir, it must be in the division of Gujarat.
No, you don't make the guesswork.
Yes sir.
Okay, if you know then tell us, but otherwise right, you should drop the question.
Sir, it is not in my humble knowledge. I'll try to learn more about it.
Okay, and in bachelor's you studied, for example, journalism.
Yes sir.
So what is Wilbraham theory?
No sir, it's not in my knowledge.
It was not in your course?
No, it was not in my course.
And you even never heard of Wilbraham?
No sir.
You never heard of SMCR model of communication?
No sir.
Okay, you studied about the hypodermic needle theory?
No sir.
Okay,
Actually,
can you name me some of the news agencies of Pakistan?
Sir, I know some news channels of Pakistan.
News agencies?
Sir, there is national. No sir, I have no knowledge about that.
Any international news agency, can you name it?
Yes, sir, there is Reuters, that is a British news agency. There is AFP, and then there is BBC. These are the news agencies. Then there is Sana of Syria, then there is Interfax of Russia.
But you don't know the news agencies of Pakistan. Okay. Now, what are the skills required for the public relationing?
Sir, first of all, for public relationing, one must one must have the ability to be social. One must not be antisocial. Then one must have the ability to be pragmatic, and one must have a compromising personality who has to be pragmatic in its approach to deal with people. So because there come instances when a conflict and antagonism pops up in a relationship between people, between a person and the society with which a person has to develop public relations. So one must be pragmatic and compromising and a bit flexible in order to do well in this domain.
Okay, how do you compare the public relation in the government sector and the private sector?
Sir, to me, public relationing in both sectors is the same, because the public is the same. But in Pakistan, if you ask this question with regards to Pakistan particularly, Then the practices which are going on is that in government sector the public relationing is not functioning as per excellence as it is functioning in private sector.
Okay. You also studied political science, and this is also your one of the optional. You must have read the organizations.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what GCC stands for?
Sir, it's Gulf Cooperation Council.
How many countries are member?
Sir, I don't know exactly how many countries are members of it, but it is of Middle East. Middle Eastern countries are its
That is
member
not the
agency.
question. Obviously, Gulf means Middle East.
Yes, sir.
Whom you call the Gulf countries?
Yes, sir. Middle Eastern countries.
British. So, when it was constituted?
My apologies, sir. I have no knowledge of it.
Any specific reason why it was created?
Yes, sir. Actually, there was a time when Arabian countries were united, but then also came a time due to Baghdad Pact when all these countries started to have antagonistic and fractious relations among themselves. So fragmentation also arose at a time. So in order to bring about some coordinating forces between all the Arabian and the Middle Eastern countries, Gulf Cooperation Council was constituted. And a few years ago, Qatar was excluded from it due to certain reasons and certain incidents which happened between the Gulf countries.
Which Gulf countries? You
Middle East-
don't know the names.
Sir, Qatar, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Iran is not its part, and Oman.
Okay.
These countries.
Why Iraq was excluded from this GCC?
Sir, Iran and Iraq was excluded from it due to Saddam Hussein's actions which he took against Kuwait in 1990s.
All right. And what do you know about Arab League?
Arab League, sir, it is also such a multilateral organization of Arabian countries which tries to foster cooperation, economic, social as well as political cooperation between.
And how many countries are member?
Sir, this is not in my humble knowledge.
Okay. And where its headquarters is situated?
Sir, Arab League, sir, I am
Okay.
not sure about it.
Let's come to more popular organization, Shanghai Cooperation Organization.
Yes, sir. SCO, it's
Yeah.
abbreviated.
When it was constituted?
Sir, I think it was constituted in 2001.
And what was its old name?
Its its old name, sir. Its old name was, I think, Beijing Organization or.
Shanghai Cooperation Organization.
Yes, sir. It's its new name, Shanghai Cooperation Organization.
All right. Now, while discussing Shanghai Cooperation Organization, you must also be knowing that when India and Pakistan they became member of this
Yes, sir.
organization.
Yes, sir.
When?
Sir, in 2017, in the 17th summit of SCO, India and Pakistan became its members.
Okay. So, don't you think we can avail this platform to improve our relations?
Yes, sir. We can definitely avail this platform to improve our relations with India, particularly with the presence of Russia and China, who are vying hard and who are struggling hard to come to the global stage as the world hegemonic powers. They can also play a substantial role in this because Russia is China's old-time friend, and Russia is India's old-time friend, and China is ours friend, and both these countries are there in SCO. But there are certain other limitations and impediments which are implicating this relation, which are hurdles in smoothing the relations of Pakistan and India, particularly the scuffle between India and China. Recently in Arunachal Pradesh and other northern areas of India, there was a scuffle between India and China. Their relations have always been, since Sino-Indian War in 1962, their relationships have always been fractious and sore. So this is one of the greatest hurdles which are impeding this progress towards transition towards smooth relationing between Pakistan and India.
At the moment, just leaving aside Kashmir issue, what are the other irritants between both the countries?
Sir, leaving Kashmir issue aside, it is, according to me, what I think, it is the populist government in India. That is, that it's in the benefit of the populist government of India that if they'll have sore relations with Pakistan, the populist governments like BJP and Narendra Modi's government will get more votes, because they are residing in such a democracy where most of their public is jingoistic and chauvinistic. They hate everything that is Pakistani, and they harbor such emotions. Particularly such emotions are fed by populist leaders like Narendra Modi in order to win elections and in order to strengthen their populist appeal and in order to have such a voters base that can help them win elections by nurturing negative emotions against Pakistan. This is one of the fundamental reason due to which the relations between Pakistan and India are suffering.
So you mean if there is a right substitution with another government, for example,
Yes.
Congress, right, it replaces BJP,
Yes.
there is possibility of improvement of relations.
Yes, sir, there is a possibility of improvement of relations, but there are also other factors which should be practiced and which
Can
should
you give me right any evidence from the history when Congress was the ruler and the relations they worked between both?
Yes, sir. Vajpayee came to Pakistan, and the relations were getting very
So
well.
Vajpayee was also from BJP.
Ma'am, sir, Indira Gandhi. During Indira Gandhi's time, the relationship started to strengthen, but later on, again, the
How do you say relations they did not improve in 1980s?
sir, in 1972, when Simla deputation,
Shimla agreement was just one event, that does not mean that the relations they improved. Right? What happened in 1980s? Why the relationship, right, it further deteriorated
Sir,
under Indira Gandhi's tenure?
Sir, there was an incident at Siachen. There was a scuffle at Siachen that deteriorated these relations. further.
What other? Have you heard of Khalistan movement?
Yes, sir. Khalistan movement and Khalistan movement is such a movement of secessionist motives which are harboring in Sikh community of India, and India blames Pakistan for instigating those negative feelings.
India blamed.
Yes, sir. Even now, India blames Pakistan.
What for?
India, according to India, says that Pakistan is using Sikhs in order to destabilize India and to hurt its economy.
When Indira Gandhi was murdered?
Indira Gandhi, sir? I'm sorry, sir, it's not.
No idea.
No, sir.
Okay. Any important development, right, in 80s, right, with reference to the nuclearization of Pakistan?
Sir, the era of 1980s was actually at a time when nuclear program was enriched in Pakistan, but which culminated in 1998 in May 1998 when Pakistan exploded those nuclear bombs in Chavi.
Okay. And when Rajiv Gandhi was murdered?
Sir, I'm sorry, this is not.
No idea. All right. Getting back to your right mission, why you want to join PMS?
Sir, there are multiple reasons for joining this, but the primary reason is that this job gives me a sense of fulfillment. It gives rush in my veins, rush of adrenaline, rush of dopamine, so that I can serve people. A man is born in order, and a man has an innate desire in himself or herself to meet eternity. How can a person meet eternity? A person can meet eternity just by serving people, and just by building such an edifice that has lasting impact on the world. If I do something good for the public, I think that in that way I can immortalize myself. In that way I can have a sense of achievement and a sense of satisfaction which I will need when I will be on my deathbed.
How do you say that you will achieve a sense of achievement in civil service?
By serving people and removing impediments from the paths of people, so that they can avail all the opportunities that government can offer.
So if you want to serve the people, you could join an NGO.
But sir, and
and
in
you will
Pakistan,
be in touch with the ordinary people.
yes, sir. Sir, keeping into account the recent and previous progress of NGOs in Pakistan, it seems a quite far-fetched idea and futuristic. It can be a futuristic and over-ambitious idea. But keeping into account the recent and past history of civil services is the best platform and the most and the available opportunity for serving people, most promising opportunity to serve people.
It is the best platform for the services, for the serving the human being,
Yes.
for the ordinary people.
Yes.
And still the ordinary people, right, they are crying that they don't get the justice.
Yes.
So what you are going to do that, right, all these things which you attract you theoretically and practically you won't be right able to do much for the people.
Sir, I'll try my level best not to let nepotism come in my working. I'll try to eradicate red tapeism from myself, because I think that change begins with the self. If I want to see change around, I must change myself first. So I'll try to inculcate such values, value of integrity, value of stamina, value of consistency, value of delivering more than that is demanded from me, value of truthfulness. All these values I will try to inculcate in myself, and subsequently I think that with the blessing of God, I'll try to make life of people easier.
What do you know about PMS service?
Sir, it's provincial management service. After inculcation in PMS, there are different posts to which a man can be allocated. There is a post of section officer and there is a post of assistant commissioner. And then a person can become assistant commissioner in provincial management group.
What is the hierarchy in the provincial secretariat?
Sir, as far as this department, provincial management services, the hierarchy is as such. There is a chief secretary, and then there are secretaries under chief secretary, and then there are commissioners under secretaries, and there are additional commissioners under commissioners, and then there are deputy commissioners, and there are additional deputy commissioners, then there are assistant commissioners, and then there are certain other officials. For instance, there are tahsildars, there are naib tahsildars, and so on and so forth.
So being a section officer, how you are going to address the problems of the people?
Sir, I don't have much knowledge about the post.
Then how you have given such a bold idea and fabricated ideas that I am going to do this, this service is going to do this, and you are not aware that being a section officer, and suppose you stay within secretariat and you don't get a field posting, then how you will interact with the people? And that means you don't know what this service is about, and you are just trying to play with the words.
Sir, I'll try to learn more about this. Actually, most of the time I have dreamt about field service. So all the time I have
Lead service.
Sir, field service.
Field service.
Yes.
So secretariat is not a field service.
Yes, sir. Secretariat is not.
Deputy secretary is not a field service.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Additional secretary is not a field service. Excise and taxation, it's not a field service.
But sir, most of the time I have dreamt about field service, so I have harbored all those.
So you should know that, right? Excise and taxation is absolutely an office work.
Yes, sir. But even then, I can, even if I am bearing an office.
What is the job description of excise and taxation department?
Sir, excise and taxation department also has another department associated with its narcotics department, and excise and taxation department actually deals with the regulation of taxes on vehicles that we use every day. It also deals with taking custody of those cars which are non-custom cars. It deals with the procurement of tax which those people have to pay who are owners of cars.
Do you think some federal taxes they are also collected by excise and taxation department?
Sir, there might be some other taxes as well, but as for now, they are not in my knowledge.
Can you name the provincial taxes?
Sir, which excise and taxation department?
From the provincial authorities, from the provincial governments, what are the different sources of revenue?
Yes, sir. Sir, revenue tax. There is revenue tax which people have to pay over there for their land, and then there are certain other taxes. For instance, the owners of marriage halls have to pay certain taxes. Then hotels and restaurants have to pay certain taxes to provincial government. Educational institutions are also these days paying some. Private educational institutions are also paying a meager amount of taxes to the provincial government.
ये सारे के सारे एक ही टैक्स है और इसको कहते हैं प्रोफेशनल टैक्स। तो इसलिए अभी तक आपने एक टैक्स बताया है, right? There are a couple of other taxes.
Sir, yes, sir. There are corporate taxes as well, and there are other sales taxes. For instance, those shops which sell goods which sell dresses, attires, they also are liable to taxes by provincial government.
All right, gentlemen, today, right, is the death anniversary of a very famous personality. Do you know it?
Today is 21st December. Sir, Ruth Pfau, I think she died yesterday. Did you know yesterday?
Hafiz Jalandhari.
Hafiz Jalandhari, yes, sir.
So you know about Hafiz Jalandhari?
Yes, sir. He is a hallmark of Pakistan's history. He is associated with our national anthem.
What is his full name?
Sir, I only know his famous name, that is Hafiz Jalandhari.
Can you recite the national anthem of Pakistan?
Yes, sir. Pak Sar Zameen.
Not recite, just say the.
Yes, sir.
Interpret it just normally. Just speak up.
Okay. Sir, Pak Sar Zameen Shad Baad, Kishware Haseen Shad Baad, Tu Nishane Azme Ali Shan, Azme Pakistan, Tarjma Azme Tu Nishane Azme Ali Shan, Azme Pakistan. Sir,
चलिए. Now December, in the month of December there are pretty important international developments and the national developments.
Yes, sir. Can
you highlight the important developments, right, within the country and right in the world?
Yes, sir. First of all, Bilawal Bhutto, our foreign minister, he was presiding G77 plus meeting in Washington, and there was exchange of some dialogues between the Indian Foreign Minister J. Shankar and Bilawal Bhutto, and he highlighted the plight of Indian Muslims and the historic massacre and genocide which was committed by BJP government. And Hina Ramani Khar also highlighted that how Indian government was designing and scheming against Pakistan by harboring terrorist activity and secessionist designs of certain insurgent elements in Pakistan. This is one of the serious development. Then their FIFA World Cup has also was just recently concluded, and it happened in Qatar, and Pakistan had provided the security for that World Cup. And along with this, their Ukraine and Russia crisis is also taking lead. And then Biden met with Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman met with Xi Jinping in Saudi Arabia. This is one of the such a international event of such colossal importance that it will be having serious effects on global order, and global order will suffer tectonic shifts due to this.
And any important December developments from history?
Yes, sir. Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah was born on 25th December, and then their Christmas is also coming on 25th December. So this is also.
And there are few more very important national development historically.
Sir, I think 16th December was declared as National Election Day by Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah in 1946 after winning of election by Muslim League.
Okay, so you your area of interest is culture and society.
Yes.
What is Pakistani culture?
Sir, Pakistani culture is basically of hospitality, but Pakistan has a lot of cultures. Pakistan is a multicultural country. There are Pashtuns, then there are Punjabis, then there are Sindhis, then there are Seraikis, then there are Muhajirs, then there are Gilgitis, then there are Kashmiris, then there are people of Kalat, then there are Chitralis. These are diverse cultures which happen to be in Pakistan. So the overall culture of Pakistan, which I would try to put in a nutshell, it would be wise to say that Pakistan's culture is of hospitality, in which women are respected, elders are respected, downtrodden are helped, and they are succored if they suffer any downfall. And there is a culture of mutual coexistence in Pakistan, though there have also been certain incidents of negative nature also. That's natural with humans, but overall the culture of Pakistan is quite pluralistic, and it's quite welcoming, and it's quite hospitable.
Then there should be some features of national culture. So you have talked about you could say the regional culture, okay, and any particular feature of the national culture.
Sir,
Okay, I ask in a simple way, what is the national food?
national food in Pakistan, sir, I would say rice and wheat.
No.
National food. I mean this.
What is the national dress of Pakistan?
Shalwar kameez, sir.
No. So you are not aware of the culture of Pakistan, and you have played, you have given so many ideas that you have gone to the regional cultures. So you should have a national dress, national food, and similarly there should also be some features of the culture of your country.
Sir, most of the people in Pakistan actually wear shalwar kameez, but Quaid-e-Azam also used to wear sherwani.
Sherwani, so
Yes.
that is one point. It is
That
achkan.
can be a national.
Okay, achkan.
Yes, sir. Ajrak.
It's not shalwar kameez. Ajrak is not national dress. Jinnah cap.
Jinnah cap. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Karakul cap.
अच्छा जी, ठीक है, मैंने आपको डिफरेंट एरियाज पे जज कर लिया। तो पहले मैं आपको थोड़े से आपके पॉजिटिव फीचर्स बता दूं कि यू आर अ वेरी गुड कैंडिडेट, कि एज फॉर एज योर गेटअप इज़ कंसर्न, राइट, दैट इज़ क्वाइट अप्रोप्रिएट, and you are a smiling candidate, that's good, and your eye contact, that is all right, and your body language is good. Coming to the second part, that is communication. Yes, you have good communication skill, right? You have good accent, you are fluent, you have clarity, and you have good intonation, so that's positive. And that is a problem where most of the candidates they suffer. That most of the candidates they have the problem with speaking English. Okay, that is the problem. And next is that you are confident and you are fairly knowledgeable. Okay. Now the negatives about you, okay, जिस पे आपने काम करना है, that's that you should have complete information on the administration of Punjab, the district divisions, similarly Kasur's tehsils, and there could be a question on Kasur, what is famous in Kasur, and how far it is from Lahore, what is its literacy rate, etc., etc. Then secondly there could be question on English literature, because that is your area, and so you should be prepared, and obviously this is your own field, and hopefully you are going to tackle these questions. Now in Pol Science, there was a mixture that you also had the information, at the same time you also dropped some of the questions, Okay. Anyway, that's again fairly acceptable because we don't expect that all the students they are going to reply to all the questions. But on the whole, right, you gave a positive reflection. In journalism, yes, you dropped a couple of questions, and that was that probably you did not have right the course contents what I asked you, and then there was a good answer that you knew right many of the international news agencies. Now the problem जो है कि वो ये है कि you try to play with the words. Okay, words की basis पे you try to create an impression on the panelist. That is not right. आप बड़े fancy फैब्रिकेटेड किस्म के अल्फाज आपने यूज़ किए हैं, थ्योरेटिकल अल्फाज, थ्योरेटिकल आपने बातें की हैं विच इज़ नथिंग टू डू विद द प्रैक्टिकल एक्सपीरियंस. फॉर एग्जांपल, यू डिड नॉट नो द PMS सर्विस and yet you said this is the best platform, right, and I am going to change it and I will promote the values of integrity, consistency and hard work. So these are not the answers, okay, these are simply your fancy ideas, right, which are nothing to going to do in reality, okay, because 75 years से right people have seen that that majority, right, they have not followed the integrity, they have not delivered their services, and the best platform, you should not say best, okay, you say a good platform, okay. When you say best, that means that is right the end of the word, and when you come into the survey, then you come to realize that what are the problems which lie in the provincial services. तो आप उसको तो इसलिए बेस्ट प्लेटफॉर्म का ये जो इस तरह के आपके जो इन्फ्लेटेड अल्फाज हैं वो थोड़ा सा मॉडरेट करें और प्रैक्टिकल आंसर बताने की कोशिश करें, अपनी कोई ऐसी रीजंस उसको तलाश करने की कोशिश करें जो हमें कन्विंस करें कि फॉर एग्जांपल यू कैन से दैट आई हैव नॉट गॉन फॉर द जॉब and I have decided to join the provincial management services. This is my ultimate goal, and why? That from this platform, right, I would have an opportunity to interact with the people, and obviously under the given scenario and the circumstances, I will be able to provide the justice to the people, and I would try to address their problems. तो इस तरह से right उसको बट इससे उसको करें रिलेट करें कि प्रैक्टिकल सिचुएशन कैसी होती है आपकी, और फिर इसी तरह आपने ये जो आपने ये आपने कोई आंसर दिया था अगेन कि लास्टिंग इम्पैक्ट राइट ऑन द वर्ल्ड, ये सिविल सर्विसेज के हवाले से आपने दिया था. तो भाई मेरे लास्टिंग इम्पैक्ट ऑन द वर्ल्ड कहाँ हो गया? आप अपने डिस्ट्रिक्ट में सर्व कर लें, तहसील में सर्व कर लें, यही बहुत है. तो अगेन आपने ये जो इस तरह के जो आइडियाज़ पेश किए हैं इनको बाहर निकलें और प्रैक्टिकल आंसर देने की कोशिश करें. दिसंबर क्वेश्चन में बेसिकली आपने बातें तो ठीक की कि जनाब वो G77 की मीटिंग है और इंडिया पाकिस्तान का डोजियर है. इसके अलावा हिस्टोरिकल पर्सपेक्टिव में राइट आपने उसका आंसर नहीं दिया. अभी रिसेंटली देयर वाज फॉल ऑफ ढाका,
यस
16 दिसंबर को, फिर उसी दिन पेशावर में साकर हुआ था, ओके. फिर 10th of December दैट इज़ एन इंटरनेशनल डे टू ऑब्जर्व ह्यूमन राइट्स. फिर 27th को it was Benazir Bhutto was murdered, and again there was also an important international development in December that the Soviet forces they invaded Afghanistan. तो क्वेश्चन को पूरी तरह समझ लिया करें और उसके बाद उसको आप ट्राई टू बी फोकस्ड. तो इसलिए जब आपसे कल्चर के हवाले से बात की गई تو اب انڈیا کے حوالے سے بات کی گئی تو آپ نے ٹھیک ہے آپ نے بہت اچھا آنسر دیا, پاپولسٹ گورنمنٹ جو ہے اوکے, لیکن اس کے بعد جو کچھ اور امپورٹنٹ جو ڈیولپمنٹس تھیں رائٹ, جو اور وجوہات ہیں, سیاچین ہے, خالصتان موومنٹ تھی, تو اس کے بعد ریسنٹلی اور کون سے ایریاز ہیں
واٹر ایشوز,
تو اس کو آپ ہائی لائٹ کر سکتے تھے انڈیا پاکستان ریلیشنز کے اوپر. اور نیکسٹ یہ ہے کہ آپ کی جو ہیرارکی ہیں آپ نے اس پہ کام نہیں کیا آپ نے, کیونکہ آپ نے کنفیوز کر دی. بیٹا فیلڈ ہیرارکی اور ہوتی ہے, فیلڈ ہیرارکی ہوتی ہے اسسٹنٹ کمشنر, ڈپٹی کمشنر, ایڈیشنل کمشنر, کمشنر, یہ فیلڈ ہیرارکی ہوتی ہے. جو سیکریٹریٹ ہیرارکی ہے وہ سیکشن آفیسر, ڈپٹی سیکرٹری, ایڈیشنل سیکریٹری اور سیکریٹری ہوتی ہے. تو اس لیے یہ دونوں کو آپ کو سیپریٹلی بتانا چاہیے کہ دس از گوئنگ ٹو دی سروس دی ہیرارکی ان دا فیلڈ اینڈ دس از سیکریٹریٹ ہیرارکی. تو اس طرح سے آن دا ہول رائٹ آپ ان پہ کام کر لیجئے. اور ایکسائز اینڈ ٹیکسیشن ڈپارٹمنٹ کے میں آپ کا رائٹ جو ہے سم نالج دیٹس گڈ. اس کے بعد یہ پاکستان کے کلچر کے اوپر رائٹ آپ نے اگین بہت فیبریکیٹ کر دیا انفارمیشن کو. آپ کی یہ عادت ہے, اس کو اردو میں کہتے ہیں لیپا پوچھی لگانا, اوکے. تو اس سے جان چھڑائیں. آنسر شوڈ بی پریکٹیکل, ریئلسٹک. اور اگین دیٹ واز ون سائڈڈ اسٹوری کہ پیپل لیو ہیپیلی ان پاکستان اینڈ وہ پتہ نہیں آپ نے کیا کیا پلورلسٹک سوسائٹی. ارے بھائی یہ پلورلسٹک سوسائٹی ہے پاکستان. Now, don't be bookish, be practical, okay? So you should have highlighted that there are some positive right features of Pakistan's culture, right, some negative features. On the whole, I believe that the positive features, they are stronger as compared to. So you should be able to, آپ نے کہا جی وہاں پہ جیسے کوئی ہیومن رائٹس پرابلم ایگزسٹ نہیں کرتے, خواتین کا آپ نے کہا بڑا احترام کیا جاتا ہے. تو خواتین کا احترام آپ کے سامنے ہے, جو ہیومن رائٹ وائلیشنز ہو رہی ہیں اور جس طرح وومن کلچر جو ہے اس کے اوپر رائٹ جو ان کا حالت ہے. تو ڈونٹ ڈیٹیچ فرام دی پریکٹیکلٹی رائٹ. جو جتنا آپ نیچرل آنسر دیں گے, پریکٹیکل آنسر دیں گے, اتنا آپ کا اچھا امپیکٹ بنے گا. تھیوریٹیکل بیسس کے اوپر رائٹ چیزوں کو آپ کو کرنے کی کوشش نہ کریں. تو یہ آپ کا فیڈ بیک ہے, تو ان پہ اوور کم کر لیں تو آئی ایم شیور دیٹ یو کین اٹین گڈ مارکس ان دا انٹرویو. اینی کویشچن؟
سر یہ ویڈیو کا پوچھنا تھا کہ یہ ویڈیو مل سکتی ہے مجھے؟
یہ آپ ان کو میڈم کا بتا دیں, یہ آپ کو بتا دیتے ہیں.
چلیے تھینک یو سر, تھینک یو سو مچ,
آل دی بیسٹ.
تھینک یو سر.
اللہ حافظ. یہ ہاتھ میں تھوڑا سا فارم ہونا چاہیے.
یس سر.
یہ تو بڑا لوز ہارڈ ہے.
یس سر.
بیٹر. اوکے تھینک یو.